Let's start then. I'm ready.
Okay. So you just want to talk to your representative from. He told me yesterday there was no class, so just want to connect with your representative that you have already taken the classes.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to know. Yes. So before we're going to start, I would like to know that in the Azure, uh, uh, how would you suggest to the clients that the Azure cloud computing is suitable for you? Is something like that? How do you convince to the customers that the cloud computing is the best option for you to doing the business? So how do you say how do you convince your clients right now?
Oh, now I, I basically I just tell them to be cloud ready. So instead of using Windows domain, I use um, what they call it, like token based authentication. And instead of and when I build my app, I use microservices to make sure that it is scalable. And so basically my whole uh, pitch is to build a cloud ready so that when they go to the cloud, it becomes scalable and available. Because sometimes, in my case, one of my clients do not know how many agencies are going to be connecting um, to that system. So I just tell them that by being cloud ready, we're able to scale it. Um, you know,
Okay.
so cannot build monolithic type. So instead of building monolithic type applications.
Okay, perfect. So the another question is for you is suppose the customers will going to ask you that yes, we will go ahead with the cloud computing like Azure. So what is any performance issues or security concerns for them? So what how do you convince them?
Um, so far, because I don't have any, see, because my clients they have I do not know exactly what environments they have. Even if they have cloud, each department has the different access. Sometimes it's all managed by another group, and all what they have is VMs. Sometimes they have access to the Azure, what they call it, Azure administration. I forgot the name of that tool, the administration tool. Sometimes they have AWS environment. So all what I'm concerned is for security is that I assume that my customers would want to use uh, some kind of a domain, local
Just
domain.
I'm busy in meeting.
But I usually
I will
pitched
call you later.
a. You're hearing me, right?
Okay,
Can you
joining.
hear me?
Yeah.
So I usually pitch a federated system with ADFS. And the idea is that because we have sometimes different departments who are not part of the domain that needs to connect to us. So for the cloud, to be honest with you, I don't really understand how exactly internal domains are going to work uh, with Azure, but I assume that we can use ADFSI, what they call it, ADFS to set it up to be able to use the domain of the department as identity provider.
Okay, nice. So wait a second. So so are you able to see the screen?
Yes, I can.
So I would like to know that the cloud models I'm talking about here. So how do you know the difference between uh, the public cloud and private cloud and hybrid cloud and community cloud is all about?
No, if you could explain it, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, if I'm talking about the cloud computing prospects, right? So the private cloud for your internal company cloud
Okay.
of
Do you
of
mind
your.
make your screen full screen because so I can see because I'm a little far from my monitor
Okay, right, okay.
on your
Yes.
slides, you know. Okay. Now it's better. Thank you.
Okay. So the cloud computing basically is a server, storage, databases, networking, and software and analytics, intelligence. You going to be create all those stuffs into the cloud domain. Yes, I know that you are worked on the Azure, but the basic fundamentals is very important to understand before we go to the advanced things. Because
Okay.
what happened, you skipped some basic fundamentals, and then you are working on the practical scenarios. It's good, but sometimes you know what the basic things is most important prospects. Do you understand? So, if we're talking about the cloud computing concept, so it's a pay as you go model is all about. Okay.
Okay.
So, how much you going to be using it? How much you may have to pay for it? So basically, it's a disruptive technology and potential enhanced collaborations, agility, scaling, and availability as providing the opportunity to the cost addition. So in the base things, the most basic cloud computing services, going to create some compute like instances. The servers we're gonna create on the in the Azure environment, AWS or whatever. Storage, yes, and networking is also going to be created. So if we
I have
talk,
a question
yeah, please,
on the other slide, if you don't mind.
yeah.
So when you say collaboration, what do you mean exactly? I know that Office 365 allows integration and collaboration. What is exactly meant by this?
So yes, if we're talking about the Microsoft have different services of the cloud, like you told me that yes, we have Office 365, we have Microsoft Azure, we have SaaS Space and IaaS, infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service. So we have different type of services. So it will work with collaborations between the client and your vendor.
Okay. How about agility?
Agility is basically you can say that how effectively you going to be changing the things or modifications into the server environment or the cloud environment.
Oh, I see. So the cost to make to deploy servers or to scale is much cheaper than traditional in-house
Yes.
server. Okay, now I got it. Thank you. I'm done with this. Thank you.
So the matter of fact that Robert, in the cloud computing, if you know that we have AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud or IBM Cloud and Oracle Cloud, we have Alibaba Cloud, we have different clouds. Okay, so
Yes.
most probably what happened, suppose you are writing a code and you would like to develop the application. So you require the instances, okay, to check whether your codes are working absolutely fine or not. So we have serverless architecture designing into the cloud environment. So this is what you're going to get it. You're just going to write down the code and the environment would be created by already created the environment by the cloud vendors and you going to test your code. Okay. So this is the agility
Uh,
scaling. You're going to be increase and decrease your instances, your networking, your databases at any point of time. And
I see.
availability is basically if you're talking about your
Yeah, no, I
resources.
know about availability and scalability. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Thank you.
Okay, then moving to the NIST defines cloud computing as. So if you're talking about in the cloud computing concept is coming from the USA. So NIST is a authority which is going to be say that the cloud models how the cloud will be going to work and how things going to work. So it's all about I'm talking about here that NIST model for the cloud computing is going to be using it. So what you can do it, I am just going to show you where it is looks like. NIST NIST cloud computing as so this is the reference models you're going to be using it for the cloud computing. Wait a second, yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. Thank you.
Okay, so we are also going to be referred from the NIST, uh, the documentations because what are different compliances as per the standards, as per the authority, what sort of things. So this is what we going to be study the cloud computing based on NIST 800. Okay, so this is for the compliance purpose basically. Okay, NIST is special publications 513. So suppose you're going to do compliance, you're going to do some cloud computing concepts like that. So yes, you're going to be refer NIST approach how the cloud computing concepts, the source polling on demand, and everything you're going to the software service, performance service, infrastructure service, public cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud. Okay, so this is all things you're going to be see it. So because Microsoft is from the US, Azure, okay, Azure Microsoft, and AWS from also US. So it's better that you going to understand some NIST. This is the authority from the US is going to say that yes, what type of different compliances, what are different use cases of the cloud, and all together everything you're going to find it out into the NIST. So this is what I'm going to send to you on your email ID. So you just take a look from your side.
Great, thank you. If you don't mind, to go over the four different models in high level.
Yes, yes, it will come. It will come.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to download it. So you're just going to send me your email ID on the WhatsApp so that I will going to send to you later on. So we have ISO IEC definition. So we have suppose your company is ISO IEC. So you in for what NIST approach for ISO you going to using it.
So ISO, it's another certification, ISO compliance, or
Yes, ISO is for your international standard organization, and basically it is for suppose your company, the company is ISO certified. Okay, ISO 27001. It's Information Security Management System, ISMS. So your ISMS, ISO 27000, it says that information not going to be leak outside. So this is what it is going to be using it, providing self-service provisioning and administration on demand. So your informations are not going to be go outside. It is inside your company, inside your domain. Cloud user client. So a person, organizations requesting the resources. So cloud user, suppose you are taking the services as a company. So you're a cloud user. The cloud provider is like AWS or Azure is a cloud provider.
okay.
So agility organization can move faster since they don't have the purchase and provision hardware as everything is software defines. Okay, so agility, resilience, economies, security, so all things are there. So
Uh,
resiliency is the downtime thanks to inherent electricity and other cloud characteristics. And
so
economy is just going to save your money. Suppose Robert, you're going to say that yes, your client is going to be using the cloud computing for the next 5 years. You have an agreement. Okay.
so this is what I want to do, not now, but in the future. I want to be able to, when I talk to a client, to give them an estimate, compare, make a study of how much their current environment costs them and how much they can save if they go. That's probably a more advanced topic, right? To estimate the cost of migration of the uh, cloud target
Yeah, yes,
cost.
bro, you're right. I want to show something more. So suppose I have another question. Suppose you are living in Washington, okay, And I would like to know that your business is going to be run in Middle East. So how much latency is there? Do you want to check it out the latency, how your networking, how your data will be accessible from the different things like that.
Okay.
So I'm going to say you this is different things with Saki. So suppose I'm going to check it out the Azure latency test. It means that suppose you're going to open your office, okay, your branch in US location and another branch in India.
Right.
So central India is this one location. And okay, so how much latency will be there? So South India, and this is two locations, yes. So you would like to see that how much latency is there. This is 88 millisecond and 113 milliseconds. So you're going to check it out where you're going to be open your data center. Suppose you are going to be providing cloud computing to the different clients. Okay, and the client would like to know that yes, how much latency. It means that how much time it will take to get my resources. It is depend
Nice.
on the business to business. Suppose
Nice.
Robert, you are going to doing a business of online gaming. Okay, so online gaming is required the very good network, because is there any high latency is there, so the resource is not going to be accessible from the users, so they will going to left your game. Online gaming business going to be is not good so far. And suppose you have a marketing or online, like Amazon, you have a website and you're going to be selling and purchasing, so it is required the what the uh, if the high latency will be there, so that no one going to be access your resources. So that is what, first of all, you need to check it out. If you're going to open any web on any office locations, so check it out. The latency is all about. So if you want to
Nice.
check it out, the latencies, yes, then you're going to check it out. So central US, yes, how much time it will take to go to the US location, so that it is. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to suggest you. Suppose we're going to open a data center. So our three-tier data center, suppose. So we have one location in India, one location in Asia Pacific, and one location in Europe location. So how much time it will take your data to send to the Europe location from India, Asia Pacific to Europe location? So this is what you're going to be calculate the latency. This is what you require. So you're going to be explore this particular page, okay, so that you're going to understand, yes, this is the latency is all about. Then we're talking about some where is the data centers, where I'm going to open the different data centers.
Nice.
Okay, so this is the Azure latency test is there. This is documentations you're going to be also find it out. So this is very high level documentations, high level things. Suppose you're going to creating a data center. So I would like to know that, hey Robert, come on, tell me that if I'm going my packet is going to India to Asia Pacific to the Europe location. So how much time it will take to send the destination packet? So this you can say, sir, if your packet is going to be sending Europe, Asia Pacific region to the Europe region, then this is the time it will take. So what are different services? I'm going to check it out. Okay.
Okay.
So this is
So
what it is all about.
what is the quality about? So is this availability? So the zones, because for me availability was to make my services possibly load balanced or scaled. But also you're saying through zones you can make increase the availability because you can distribute your loads or whatever.
So the availability zones, you can say it's a data center.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
data center at different geographical locations is all about.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
suppose I would like to know that in India location, okay, the Asia Pacific regions, how much data centers we have. We have three different zones, and Southeast Asia is one of them. So we all over the world we have different data center geographical regions, and we have different regions. Okay, suppose this is the Australia East location, Asia Pacific. So we have three data centers available. So suppose you are doing a business of online gaming. So your most of the users are from the Australia. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you are more concerned about that where I'm going to open my data center,
Yeah.
because
Of course.
you are from the US location and you're going to open your data center
Yeah.
in Australia location. So you're
Yeah.
more
I mean,
concerned
I
about.
realize in Azure, almost every resource you can associate it with a availability zone in area or a region. So I'm familiar with that. I know also you can do some kind of a um, redundancy, where you have two different when you can scale across zones, so that if one fails, you still have another. So I have an idea of that. But that's really good. I like that you showed me this website that you can test simulate the speed. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. So the matter of fact that different geographical regions. Suppose I'm talking about the Asia Pacific regions, then how much regions we have, how much the locations and data center will be available. Okay, so in India we have West India, South India. We have two locations, and we have Japan, Central India. We have Australia locations, South America, Canada, US. So you have seen that different locations will be available.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to creating your data centers availability zones is all about. So this is the IP address range from different geographical regions. So you can say if I'm going to open my data center in Asia Pacific region or India location or US location. So this is what your resource will getting the IP addresses list is all about. This is the IP
Nice.
address list of all the regions.
Nice.
Okay, and if we're talking about some different locations, CDN, Azure IP. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, and also I'm going to say that yes, this is for Azure. Okay, and if you're talking about some, suppose you're going to use the AWS cloud computing, AWS latency test is there. So this is what suppose I would like to know that where I could going to create my data center. So right now I am sitting in India. Okay, and I would like to know that in the US location, if I'm going to open my branch, then how much time it will take of the latency. So
Wow.
right now, this is very less latency is there. Wait a second. If I'm going to open my data center, this is 80 milliseconds. Okay. So it's a very less latency because my business will be going to work absolutely fine so far. If I'm going to open my data center in Mumbai location, because my IP address is connected with the India. And if you're going to open this particular page from your computer, then it will going to show something different.
Yes.
So okay, so the matter of fact that Robert, if I'm going to open my, suppose my business is in South America, okay, Sao Paulo. So it will take me around 466 milliseconds, 481 milliseconds to reach there. So it is huge latency as prospects same time. So my traffic is going to be go as a very you can say delayed traffic, delayed in services. You can say that. So the
Right.
matter of fact that once you go to creating the data centers, you should understand that yes, where I'm going to open my data center. So the less the number of latency is good for your data center. Okay, and suppose I'm going to open another data center in a Singapore location. Okay, this is very less latencies there. And this is Middle East, yes, Bahrain, 110 milliseconds. So this is also the good location to going to open my data centers. So this is what you're going to check it out, where you're going to be open your data centers, how much latency is there, how much traffic is there going to be go there. This is all things about the data centers creation. So I'm talking about here is it is the business continuity planning. Okay, how your business is going to be work efficiently and effectively.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what is there. So this is also I'm going to send to you on your email ID, or I'm going to send to you. You're going to find out everything.
I sent you my email.
Okay, you have sent me WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Yes,
Oh, you
yes,
can
I'm
get
going to
WhatsApp
send to you.
on.
Okay, all those things to you.
I didn't know you can get WhatsApp on the PC. Okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to. I'm going to send to you all these things. No problem whatsoever. Okay, then that third thing is we were going to go for. One second. Then the third question is Azure price calculator. So I would be more concerned about
Mahesh,
Robert.
do you,
Suppose you're going to provide me the costing, how much costing of the servers, how much costing of the networking things like that, how much costing of the databases. So suppose we have different services like compute, networking, storage, web, everything is there. And I would be more concerned about the what is the costing of the Windows servers or Linux based servers. So I'm go there, click on the virtual machines. This is the pricing calculator. I would be more happy that how much price of the server. Okay, so this is the virtual the estimation. So how much cost I will be would like to know that. So first of all, I would like to know that yes, the Robert is in US locations. So I'm going to do West Central US location. Okay, so we have different locations. You would like to know that first thing. Second thing is, do you require the Linux-based operating systems or Windows-based operating systems? Yes, it is. The third thing is the operating systems, the BizTalk, SQL Server, or operating system only. Yes. Then you're going to say that we have the low priority, standard, or basic. What type of tier you require? Okay, and then the instances types. So just take a look here, my dear friend. This is the different servers. Okay, so we have list of servers and we have USD per hour. How much costing in 1 hour of a particular server if I'm going to using it. So this is the all things will be available.
okay.
Okay, suppose you're going to using it. This is F72 virtual servers, 144 GB of RAM, 576 GB of temporary storage, and this is cost you around 6,984 per hour. So this is what you think is going to do. So another question is what type of business, what type of servers you want to implement. So I have a question that yes, suppose you are going to do the the requirement is from the client is basically they are going to run the online business, online gaming things. So I would like to know from your side that what type of server configurations you going to be consult them.
Yeah, I mean, I usually depend. I have my test servers that the customer uses. I usually do uh, like a 4 CPU and with 16 gig. And for the development, I just use the basic stuff, you know, 8 gigs with two CPUs. I have something on EC2 and I have something on uh, on Azure.
The matter of fact that you should be concerned with this, dear. You need to be check it out. What is the requirement of the server? I would be very happy. So suppose I'm going to say that in the gaming, what is the first thing required? In the online gaming, you required the high GPU, graphical cards, graphics, high graphics, 3D graphics.
Right.
So you should recommend it to the client that yes, you required high graphics type of server. First thing. Second thing, you recommended that yes, you required the high GB of RAM. It means that more than 16 or more than 32 GB of RAMs, more than that. Okay. And third thing, you would suggest that yes, you require solid state drive SSD. So it is what I'm going to say that because as per the customer requirement, because the performance is matters a lot. So if it will not going to provide you the performance if you're not going to use the SSD. Okay, you require high GB of RAMs, you require high GB of graphics. So that is what you're going to be choosing that yes, this is what type of servers are required. So this is all you're going to be estimate that how much costing per hour basis. So you required one servers, you required two servers, three servers, whatever. Okay, and this is 730 hours. Okay, or another question for you that yes, pay as you go. Suppose you required one server, you can go for it. But if you're going to go for the 1 year reserved, this is 41% discount you will get it. And if you're 3 years reserved, then 62% of discount will be there. So what I'm talking to you, just because of the technical things is good to understand how you create, how you're going to deploy, how do you going to be create a networking things like that. But you should understand the architectures, you need to understand the designing, you need to understand the costing parameters, you need to understand that why I'm going to doing it, how much costing will be there, because it's all together you're going to consult your clients that yes, this is what the costing will be happen.
Right. I have a
Okay.
question, Mahesh. In this case, when I'm looking at pay as you go, 1 year reserved and 3 year reserved, when you say 1 year reserved, does it mean that you cannot change the configuration and you have to keep the same setup, or it means that you have to have a contract for a year and you can change services?
Services, yes, you're going to be changing the services, no problem whatsoever, but the pricing will be different same time. Suppose you required more GB of RAM sometimes, okay, then you want
Yeah.
to change the services, but it is say that yes, we have reserved for 1 year because your instance will be remains 1 year. Configuration going to be changed at any point of time.
Mm.
Okay, so
Um,
the matter of fact that suppose the customer's requirement has changed sometimes. Okay, suppose you have online gaming company and right now you have 500 number of users to access the server. But
right.
after 6 months, you see that sir, we have more than 5,000 number of users are going to use this particular servers, the application, online gaming
Right.
things like that. So at the same time, it doesn't make sense that you want to use the same configurations. You need to change the configurations of the servers. Okay, but it says that as per the agreement you are reserved for 1 year. Okay, so you cannot left
Right.
in middle. This particular as per the agreement you're going to change the configuration as per the requirement, but it will require 1 year reserved. You cannot
Okay.
left into the middle, because suppose you say sir, our business for 6 months and then I'm going to close the servers and I'm going to pay whatever the things is and I'm not going to using it. So you have to pay for the 1 year reserved instances like that. So if you are a big company and you say that yes, we going to work this particular things for the 1 year, so you go for it the 1 year.
Right.
And if you going to planning for the long term, 3 to 5 years, then go for the 3 years reserved, because the
What I'm
costing.
asking is, what I'm asking is, if you do 1 year on Azure, let's say you get a VM and you want to upgrade later, does it require you getting a different, a new type of contract, or you can use the same 1 year reserve and upgrade? I'm just curious.
The same one, same because once you have the agreement, okay, it will reserve for the 1 year. So in the 1 year, you're going to be using at any point of servers, any configurations like that. And
Okay.
if you're going to change it, yes, but you cannot go sit down, or you can going to be left this particular things on the 1 year, before 1 year, I can say that.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a operating system you required license based, yes, Azure hybrid benefit. All this is the benefit of the same, because you suppose you have the Windows operating systems which is required licensing. So license included, the costing will be included into the same. You doesn't need to pay for the costing again.
So,
Okay, so
so
this
like,
is
so in my case, I own the licenses because I'm a Microsoft partner. In this case, I can use the hybrid, right? Because I can use my regular licenses to get the compute service.
yes, it is licensed operating systems they're going to be providing it. So it's a hybrid case. Yes, you're going to use the license included operating system, because there is no pirated things like that. Nothing is there. So they have the Microsoft licensed based operating systems in the hybrid environments. So you're going to be using it as per your requirement.
Right.
So this is that the managed disk. You're going to be change the disk as per requirement, external SSD and SSD. So suppose I'm going to do SSD, solid state drives. So what do you understand by SSD?
Right.
Any ideas you would like to share to me, sir? This is the SSD. What is the HDD?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, yeah. I mean, when you're asking me solid state, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, please. And anything you would like to share to me, like SSD, what does it mean? Why I'm going to use SSD instead of STD?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you just get uh, better performance, and but it's usually costs me more to use SSD.
Yes, SSD is basically it's a solid state drive. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
and in the as compared to the STD, okay, so SSD is going to be saving or stored the data into the electronic medium, like
yeah.
plates, electronic circuit like that. There
Right.
is no platter. There is nothing like the magnetic things inside the SSD. First thing is a hardware based. And the second thing I would like to suggest you, the SSD is basically it's a high input output, or you can say the read and write speed is very high.
Right.
Okay, as compared to the HDD, because HDD is basically saving or storing the data into the magnetic interface like platers, but
Right.
SSD is like the electronic chip is there and storing the data.
Right.
And it is as compared to the HDD, SSD is, yes, it's costly. I can say that, yes. And second thing is this SSD is high input output, so read and write speed is very fast. So
Yeah.
suppose the example is suppose I'm already talking about that you are going to open a business like Amazon, okay, like online business, like the users are going to purchase and sales, uh, purchasing from the Amazon website. So if I am a customer and I'm going to select any product from the Amazon website, and then it is going to the gateway, and I'm going to provide a payment, and then I move to outside. So how fast your frequency is, how much fast uh, your speed of the servers, it matters a lot. Okay. So that is why the users right now the
Yeah, yeah,
SSD comes to the picture.
sure. Yeah, I use it all the time. I decide which one I use, but usually for developing environment, I use the hard disk just to keep it low on the client. Okay, that sounds good. What is the next thing we're talking about?
So
Storage and bandwidth. So interesting. They give you estimate on the cost for storage. I thought it has to do with what kind of storage technology you use.
yes, so development phase, it's a testing phase, so hard is going to be using it because this is nothing, the cost will be involved. But as per the production environment, we're going to use SSD. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
The second topic
Mm.
is the storage transactions. So how much transaction is going to be used? Okay, so 100 transactions units per unit 0.20. How much? Suppose you are going to open a business like Amazon or whatever, and how much transactions going to be used? So this is the separate costing on the transactions on the storage.
Oh, I thought that storage they charge you how much the size, like when you take some blob storage or whatever, they decide how much you want to take. So this additional, you're saying,
Yes, this additional one because the
based on
matter of fact that
transaction.
suppose you are running a business like banking things like okay, so in the banking, how much transactions happen in a 1 hour? So this
Okay.
is the separate costing about transactions happen in during the hours. So per unit transaction is there.
Okay, that makes sense. And how about the data transfer? Is that also the transfer that the bandwidth that you require?
Yes.
Interesting.
So
So
the
you can
bandwidth is
change that
basically
also.
inter-region. So egress region or inter-region. So first of all, you to understand the inter-region. Suppose uh, you have one branch in India and one branch in US location. Okay, so it's outside of your region or inside your region. Okay,
Okay.
so suppose in the US locations we have 2 3 locations available. There it is. I'm going to showing it. So in the US locations you have seen that you have at least 3 to 4 regions available. Okay,
Yeah.
this is all the US region is inter region. Okay, everything. So data is not going to be outside, not going
I
out.
got it. So if you have server on different regions within the US, then it's considered the inter-region. But
Yes,
if you want
and
to
it
go
is
from
outside.
one, yeah,
Okay, it's
okay, that's
outside.
good.
Then internet egress is outside. Okay, so this is what.
Outside, not the users, outside your other service that's using the service, right?
Yes, yes, you're right. Yes, same thing. Then
Okay,
the source
good.
region. Yes, there's a destination region, and then the outbound data transfer. How much data will be transferred? This is the costing is there bandwidth. So altogether, once we going to the region in the instances, you're going to say, sir, that in the bandwidth we going to use the traffic manager, or you're going to say we have different lease lines you're going to be using it. Suppose if I'm going to open a business in suppose my client is in US location and I'm sitting in India, but I required very fast line like lease line sort of stuffs. So I'm going to using it the bandwidth, high bandwidth. This is egress region, and I'm going to using it different public internet sort of things. So public internet going to be coming to my particular servers. Okay, like in India, whatever location. So then it will going to be the high bandwidth will be available. So this is the facility also provided by the Microsoft that you're going to be use the lease line, okay, and separate inter-region or outside region. So it is matters a lot that where is your customer location. The customers have 2 branches, you required high bandwidth. Yes, you're going to go for the inter region. And suppose you're going to say that the customer will be coming from outside. Suppose you have online company like Amazon sort of stuffs. So you're going to say the internet address and then the public internet, or you're going to say that the Microsoft global network.
What's the difference between global network and public?
It is basically how you routed your traffic. It means that the traffic is coming from where. Okay, it means that the traffic is coming from internet, public internet. Suppose the traffic is coming from anywhere of the world, and the Microsoft Global Network. This is the two things. Second one is Microsoft Global Network. So where is the Microsoft servers available? The client location available. It means that
Okay.
the all over the globally, the Microsoft is available. Their bandwidth, their servers, their data centers. But suppose one region there is no availability sort of stuff. So you're going to say public internet. Okay, the packet is coming from coming or outside from the public end, from the internet,
Okay, I
or
got it.
it is
So
basically from
maybe
the
that's
Microsoft end. This is matters a lot.
okay. Maybe then Microsoft Global Network means if you have servers that accessing a something on a different region, then it is global network routed. While if it is other systems or other users, then it becomes public internet
Yes, you're right.
routed.
Yeah, same thing. Yes.
Okay.
So the other thing is a support. So you are requiring total support, developer, standard and professional, direct support. So we have some different costing about the support. It means that what type of support you got getting it from the Microsoft.
Hmm.
Okay, there is no agreement till now, no problem with this. So this is all about the support to costing.
Okay.
So the matter of fact that the pricing is there, export the costing, saving the costing, savings, and share to somebody else. So this is
Okay.
all about the things, my dear friends.
Okay. Sounds good.
So the pricing calculator, the latencies, geographical regions, availability zones, and IST things is there. So you're going to be working as a consultant, a security architect of the cloud computing. So you understand how where I'm going to open my business, where is the pricing, how much latency is there. Okay, this is very important prospects. Uh, uh, Apart from the technical stuffs we're talking about, we are not
Yes.
talking
Thank
about
you.
here that how to create the instances, how to create the network stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
But
important to me. Thank you. I have a question. Do we have those videos online that I can review if I want to remember something?
yes, I'm going to recording the sessions. Okay, and yes, so you're going to be check it out on my YouTube channels. Okay, the same thing. And yes, from apart from this, yes, I'm going to provide you some different videos. But I'm not sure that all those things are available on the YouTube or anything else, because this is the
Well,
very
no, I'm
experienced
talking
stuff.
about the specific. No, I'm talking about the specific meetings that you and I have. Can we have the videos? Like I was told, I can access them.
Yes, you will going to I'm going to upload on my YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to
Well,
upload.
not you too, because then our class will become public. I'm talking about what now you and I are talking.
So
Can't we record it somewhere?
yes, I'm storing it my system, and then give me some shared drive location of your. Okay, I'm going to upload all those things your shared drive.
Okay. I have a SharePoint site. Maybe I just need to create an account for you on Azure and
Yeah,
add you
yeah.
there. Do I need to create a account for you on my Active Directory, or I can use your email to create an account on my Active Directory?
Yes, you're going to create my account on on your Active Directory, and then I'm going to upload all those stuffs on the blob storage or anywhere, SharePoint, whatever, so that you're going to be getting it all those stuffs.
Okay. So if you don't mind, coach me, Mahesh. So I know in Azure Active Directory, I can add a new account, and usually it says something like Mahesh at Corbix, my company. Sorry, Mahesh at Corbix.microsoft on Microsoft.com.
Mhm.
So my question to you then, because they insist on having an account that is on Microsoft.com, uh, is can I create an account with your email, your current email that you gave me, which is you gave it to me yesterday, I think, right? Um, let's see here. Well, the point is, did you ever email me? Because I sent you an email. Did you email me or not yet?
I emailed you on the, I think it's on the Zoom chat. So I'm going to send to you right away. Wait a second. Just take a look. On the WhatsApp, I have sent you.
I just got a I just got your email. So my question is, can I use the Gmail account on Azure so I can add you as a user on SharePoint?
Yeah, yeah, please, please, you can do it.
I don't know how to. I'm asking you how to do it.
Okay. So this account you're going to be,
My question to you is,
yes,
my
please.
question to you is, when I go to Azure Active Directory,
Mhm,
could I add you as a user on this email that you gave me
mhm,
without me knowing your password? Because usually when I create an account on Azure Active Directory, I give a password and a
mhm.
username.
Yes.
But in your case, can I add you as an external user who have access to my website? I'm curious.
Yes, you can go and provide to me. Okay. So just uh, if it is not possible on the email ID, then provide me email ID, user ID and password. I'm going to log into the same, and then I'm going to upload on the SharePoint or whatever.
Okay. Okay, so for now, then please keep track of everything we do because sometimes I remember something and I want to go review it. Um, okay.
Okay.
All right. So we're back to the high level ideas.
Okay. So this is what we study. Yes. So you know that before some time ago, uh, right now we're also going to use the cloud computing as abstraction, orchestration. So the so abstraction is resources are abstracted from the underlying hardware. So you aware about the technology like VMware or virtualization?
Yeah, of course. I used Hyper-V before, and I used the compute of the VMs. Sorry, is it the same? I use the VMs of Azure a lot, and EC2 on AWS.
Okay. So this is all the things which is in front of you that in the traditional architecture, we have virtual architecture. The difference is about the virtualization layer. Okay, so orchestrations is automation, the corporate coordinate gathering out of the delivery of set of resources from the pools to the consumer. So the orchestrations, you can say that yes, we have different. This is particular virtualization. We have different servers available. So you're going to be providing different operating system and the servers to different clients altogether as per the demanded, as per the customer's requirement. So we have pool, okay, and we in the pool we're going to providing different operating system servers to different clients. We have multi-tenancy of cloud. So clouds are multi-tenant by nature. So multiple different consumers share the same pool of resources. So consumers can be from different organizations or different units in a single organizations. These consumers are segregated in the isolated from the each other. Segregation is allows to the help cloud providers to divvy up the resources in the different groups, and isolation. So segregation and isolation. Do you know what Trumps is all about? Segregate. You're going to segregate and you'd isolate your networks, isolate your customers.
I understand. I just found out about segregation from you, and I understand it that based on resource groups, you can separate you can group your different resources. And isolation, I'm guessing the fact that it's multi-tenant, so all the different uh, what they
Isolation
call it
means that
subscriptions are separate.
yes, separate your traffic, separate your assets. Okay, suppose you have one rack. Okay, in this one rack we have different operating systems, different servers. So one operating systems, one particular hardware from the one different client, the another hardware and operating system from a different client. So altogether you're going to be isolation of different customers in the same assets. Because
Right.
if you can say that this is the virtualization layer and this is from the different customers, this is different customers and different customers. So altogether the networks are different customers. Okay, this is different IP addresses, different gateway, different something, different. Everything's
Okay.
different and different
Okay.
altogether different things. So you're going to be isolate your traffic, isolate your assets from the different requirement altogether. So the Cloud Security Alliance uses the NIST modules, cloud computing as its standard for defining computing. So if you are the person who is going to do ISO 27000 or compliances prospects, you're going to check it out NIST 800-145. This is the things you're going to be check it out. So I'm going to say, suppose Robert is going to do some auditing of the cloud. So I'm going to say that the Robert is doing a compliances, check it out, everything. So what are the different things you're going to be check it out into the compliances, whether the things are compliance or not, what are security controls over the cloud computing. So it's very advanced things. Yeah, I know that, but this is what you're going to be expect from the clients. I'm going to provide you a second. So this is the checklist I'm going to create some time ago. Okay, it's not going to be open right away. I don't know why. Okay, no problem. It is not going to open here. I'm going to send to you. So this is Robert. Are you able to see it?
Yes.
So this is the security cloud and IT controls over the cloud computing. So I would like to know that suppose you are a security architect, you are a security auditor of the cloud computing. So what are the different models of the cloud, first of all, and what are different security cloud? So suppose I'm talking about the NIST, I'm talking about the ISO, I'm talking about the HIPAA compliance. So do you know some regulations? Do you know some laws? Do you know some the compliance is regulated by the different companies or not about the cloud computing only?
No.
Because it is also very important prospects. Just take the facility policy, human resource security employment agreements, information security user access restriction, and information security management oversight. So this is what the security control of your cloud computing. This is what the requirement is all about. How would I say that my cloud computing is more secure as per the compliant? So this is the checklist is going to be maintained by the auditor And as per this auditing, they will going to check it out. Yes, this is the information security encryption. So whether your information are encrypted or not encrypted, how would you say that in the cloud computing? You, yes, as a technical person, you're going to be enable the encryption. Yes, your hard disk is encryption. But I would like to know more concern is about what is the compliance you're going to following it. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about here. This is very high level things is there as per the HIPAA, as per the ISO, as per the NIST. This is what they are going to following it. So suppose you're going to open the 805.53, and this is the security compliance you're going to be follow. This is PCI DSS. So I would like to know that as a security professional, you should be a little bit about understanding about the security architecture like TOGAF, okay. And the second thing, you need to understand some compliances prospects, okay. Because the data breach is the more concern for the company. Suppose you're going to talking to the client, and client is say that yes, nothing is in the cloud computing concept that how would I show that my data breach is not happened? How do you say that the security will be implemented, 100% security will be going to providing on the cloud computing? So the different companies are they therefore the auditors to check it out whether the things are as per the compliance, as per the laws or not. So suppose I see that my company is ISO 27001. Okay, this is the information security management system. So as per the ISO, if I'm going to use the cloud computing, I need to following this particular A10 20.6.1. This is the close you're going to following it. So that's what it is all about. I'm going to send to you. Just take a review because the matter of fact that yes, we going to create all those stuff like networks, databases, or anything. It's very easy, but how at the back end the things are going to working. This is what you're going to be learn because the auditor or any person or the client is more concerned about that. Yes, you recommend the things like Azure, you recommend the things like AWS, you recommend the things, yes, how things going to be working on the technical side, but what are the things are working at the back end? Does it are the compliant? Does it are the as per the laws of the regulations of the country or not?
Okay, I have a question. How about so I get the idea because I just been through um, some kind of a conformance with for CMMI and ISO last year. So I get the idea. It's a general idea, but for now I'm concerned about the Azure 3,303 test.
Mhm.
Uh, any of this related to the test?
Yes, it is basically not related to the A303, but as a security architect, you required to get the knowledge, little bit of knowledge. Nothing is too much, but you have basic idea is how the thing's going to be working. Suppose I'm talking
Okay.
about here is security sentinel and security manager is all about.
Okay.
But at the back end things,
Sounds
how
good.
the things are working absolutely fine so far, because the auditor will going to check it out. Yes, the things are working or not. This is the concern is there. But the matter of fact that suppose though, but you want to open your business in the Middle East, so they have different compliances, different things.
Yes,
So
yes,
as a
of course.
overall as a consultant, it's very important prospects. And if you're talking about the 303 prospects, nothing is there into the same.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to tell you is this: I'm going to talking about the all the things are covered apart from the 303 and 304, whatever you're talking later on going to. Okay. Then we're talking
Okay.
about the NIST cloud computing definition, so essential characteristics. And we have service models and deployment models is all about. So we have NIST uh, uh, cloud computing definitions of resource pooling, so broad access, rapid electricity, measured services, and on-demand self-service. So it means that this is the compute cloud computing, the essential characteristics or advantages. You can say that you whatever the things are working, you're going to be check it out. Okay, and if you talk about some
Okay.
the service models, so if the IES infrastructure as a service, you're going to using it your own hardware, you're going to using your own services, you're going to using it. So we
Yeah,
have
I'm
different.
familiar with service models, but I was hoping you can talk about deployment models.
Yes, deployment model is like talking about the public cloud. So public cloud, you can say that suppose the NGOs, okay, NGO is going to creating your public cloud sort of stuffs, non-profit organizations like that. They are going to create their own cloud. Okay, they have the publicly accessible everything. The private cloud is
So what do
basically
you mean their own cloud? You mean they still have to go to Azure, or they host Azure on their own servers?
they are going to using the Azure or AWS, whatever, and they going to access the publicly accessible all those things. Like you can say that the Google Drive for public accessible. So at the back end, it is from the cloud from the Google, but it is going to be accessible from the public end. Anything. So you're going to create your account on the OneDrive or Google Drive. Okay, so this is all about the public, forshare.com or whatever. It's an example of public cloud. So you're going to be create your own, uh, account on the same, and then you're going to be using it. So it's a public cloud. You can say that yes, it is going to be used for public.
Okay.
Okay, and the private cloud for the company internal uh, using it. Okay, so you can say, suppose you have HR department, finance department, any department, they are going to use the SAP or ERP solution or development or whatever. So they have to going to use their own cloud things like cloud, Azure cloud stack is one of the examples is going to using it. Hybrid cloud
Okay.
is a combination of
Well, in
public and
private
private.
cloud, do you mean private cloud? The servers are still on Azure, right? But the difference is that the company accesses. Uh, I'm not sure what's different between private and public, because do you still have to create accounts on public and on private, or only on private?
Private cloud only for internal use, for the company use only. That's it. Company have their own ID and password of the employees and they're going to be using it for own. This is not for the public.
So they use Active Directory of Azure or Active Directory of the company?
Yes, it's for, suppose you can say that Office 365 environment, the global admin console. Okay, so where the private cloud is there. So okay, your company has the Office 365 environment, so they have their own console, their own Active Directory. It's a private cloud.
Okay.
So hybrid cloud is a combination of public and private cloud, because some of the applications require internally, some of the applications accessible from the outside. Okay, so you can say that the Uber, you can so Uber have the all the employees informations or anything like that. This is the inter private sort of stuffs, and once the user is going to be booked any cabs from the Uber, so it's for a public cloud, same altogether. And community cloud is basically it's going to use for different NGOs. We can say that different companies they're going to using it. Yes, it is for community using it. Suppose they have their own capabilities or they're going to using it for the NGO, or we can say that they have some non-profit organizations and suppose they are going to using it their own community. Suppose the Oracle, they have own community, Linux have their own communities there. So they are going to be use the AWS or Azure or whatever, the cloud computing things, and it is going to use for the community cloud as well. So it's all together. I can say that um, Robert, it is going to be using it as per the customer's requirement. Need to be understand from the the Azure person. Suppose you're going into the company and you would like to know that what the company's requirement is altogether. So company says that I require the public cloud or private cloud or hybrid cloud sort of environment. So this is what you're going to be say that. Yes. So suppose companies are going to say that yes, I would like to run my business as a online selling products. So you can say that it's the interaction of the clients, the customers from the outside. So it's all together you require a public cloud. But the company say that yes, I have to check it out. The our internal employees are going to be using it, salary structures and how uh, what the different application going to be running it at the back end. Okay, so it's all together hybrid cloud. So most probably you will see that the hybrid cloud is going to be using it in most of the environment.
That's fine. I'm not really sure I understand, but I'm gonna read about it and find out more. But of those different, I still it's very fuzzy what the difference between the four. Um, but that's fine. We can move on, I guess.
Okay. So resource pooling, it means that how do you want to resource the pooling? So most fundamental characteristics providers abstracts resources and collects them into a pool portions of which can be allocated to the different customers. So it's all together into the Azure environment. You have seen that we have different servers, different services as well all together. So we have going to resource pooling. It means that suppose you have 10 servers, 16 servers, 20 servers, everything is available on the portal of the Azure. So you're going to be using it, the any resources as the requirement. So it's the matter of fact that you want to be source computers, network pool, storage pool, and you want to be using your own infrastructure of the company. So as a Azure professionals, you need to be creating a resource groups. Okay, and segregation, the different uh, uh, things like instances are different resource pool, networking is a different pool, and storage is a different pool is altogether. Why we going to create the resource pooling from different resource groups? Because once you're going to delete the resource groups, the everything is going to be deleted. Suppose you're going to creating the uh, 20 or 30 or 40 network interface cards, VNet. You're going to edit in one resource group. So you're going to be delete resource groups that all the uh, networking components going to be delete same time. So if you're going to provide any policies on the resource group, so it will be effective on all those the child networking interface cards. Okay,
So
so
are you
rapid
saying that
electricity, it means that allow customers to expand or contract the resources used from the pool provisioning and deprovisioning often completely automatically. So allows customers to closely match resources consumption with demand. So
okay, I
rapid
got that.
electricity means that. So uh, what do you understand by the load balancers or clustering is all about? Or have you ever worked on any load balancers? The clustering is all about, or what?
Now we use in-house in our different deployments. We use load balancers on the switch side, and we have virtual IPs and whatever. But on the Azure side,
Okay.
you can actually create
Okay,
right? I
so it's
remember.
it's it's all about we can say that the rapid electricity is how your resources going to be, you know what, change or increase or decrease as per the requirement. So the load balance is going to be using it same time, my dear friend. So load balancer is basically you can say that suppose you have less number of traffic on your server, so it will going to be working only one or two resources of instances of VMs. So at the same time, the traffic is very high sometimes. So it will automatically creating the instances as per the requirement. And there is no traffic, it will be going to be remove that instances. So rapid electricity is basically comes to the picture. So as per the consumption, as per the demand, it is going to be increase the number of services and it will decrease the number of services servers. Then we have broad network access, so we have all the resources are available over a network without the need for direct physical access. So we altogether we have applications, platform, infrastructure, everything we have available on the particular Azure console. On demand self-service, so whatever the demand. So it is only going to provide you same time. You don't have to wait for something. Measure services means that whatever you want to using it, you have to pay for it. That's simple. Then we have multi-tenancy ISO. So you have checked that we have some databases, we have customers, and we have load balancers. So the matter of fact that we have different clients, we're going to be add on one physical server. Suppose we have one servers and we have 20 applications or VMs we created. So we have to segregate the five servers to one client, five servers to one client, five servers to one client. Okay, so this is the examples we want to make. So software service, platform as service, and infrastructure as service. So we have three different models. I think you are aware
Yeah,
about
I'm
all those
familiar
things.
with this.
I think you have aware about this all those stuffs. And we talking about here is this is so in the on premises you have seen that everything we need to doing it, and into the infrastructure as service we need to take care of operating systems, middleware, runtime, data, and application. This is what we going to using it. This is what our responsibility is all about.
That sounds good. Thank you. I have a question. Would the same model of NIST apply to AWS also?
NIST is basically yes, it is only applicable right now is Azure things I'm talking about here.
What I was asking is, if you look, for example, on the paths, would the paths have is broken down the same like Azure and like NIST model of the paths? Does it have like runtime and all the pieces? Applications, data, networking.
Okay. So yes, the PaaS is basically platform as service, data and applications you want to managing it from your own.
Okay.
And on the software service like the Office 365
No, no, I
environment.
know that. I got it. My question was specific that the model applies to both Azure, AWS and Azure.
Yes, yes, yes. Everyone.
Okay. Okay, it sounds good. Thank you.
Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, everything.
Do you
Every
know
cloud.
if NISC came before or after the AWS and the different clouds?
as this is the authority. Okay, NIST is authority. As
I
once the
know,
cloud
but
is,
did it came before or after, you think? Do you know if the model, NIC model, was set up after the cloud was set up, or the different vendors, or you think they came up before it?
later on, once the things are worked in the market, and then all the things will be going to using it. So NIST model is going to come in what
Okay.
same time, so that what is a use cases, suppose the once it is going to be used in the market, and then this is NIST service model is going to work. They as per the customers,
Okay.
as per the requirement. So at the same time you can say that yes, it is uh, NIST service going to be using it before uh, the the things are going to be into the production or into the market.
Okay. Thank you.
So we have public cloud is all about the deployment models we're talking about. So we already talking about, so the cloud infrastructure is made available to the general public or large industry groups. Cloud infrastructure is owned by organizations selling cloud services. So the private cloud is in cloud infrastructure is operated only for a single organization, can be managed by the organization by a third party, and may be located and premises on the premises. So before I'm going into the same, I will going to show something different as well. So in the website you have seen into the same that how would you going to be used. So you know that into the Azure environment we have 1 month free things, and we have only 1 year also free things is available. So you're going to create your free account, also all those stuffs. I think you know that.
Yes. I already have an Azure account,
Oh yes,
and
yes.
I have a subscription that I've been using.
Okay, okay, okay.
It keeps on the UI keeps on changing though.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay, then private cloud and the community cloud is third party, may be located on the premises, on the off premises. This is what we already studied. Community cloud. Hybrid cloud is basically private, community, and public cloud. It's combination of all of them. Okay. So deployment models. So deployment models are defined based on the cloud user, that that is who uses the cloud, whether each deployment model the operation is on the manages and the cloud will vary. So we have private and community cloud organizations, third party vendors is already organizations, third party providers, on premises, off premises, trusted. Okay. So we have reference architecture. So I would be more concerned that yes, you want to create one location or different locations. What you going to doing it? How do you create your architecture design? So we have IES, PAS, and SAS. So if I'm talking to your client, so what type of cloud you going to recommend to them? This is the cloud you going to using it. How do you say that the customer is talking about which cloud?
Right.
Suppose I am my customer and you are convinced me for the cloud computing. So I'm say that yes, I require the cloud computing, and I would like to use the 2013 or 16 server, and my applications on working on the Amazon, on the manufacturing business we have. and we require 10 servers, and we have, you know what, the different people are going to using it different times. So I require this type of cloud, and also I'm going to monitor who the user is going to log into the account, and uh, can be doing any multi-factor authentications on the cloud. Or the third thing is, I'm going to using it cloud for the 1 year. And the fourth thing I'm going to say that yes, we have the flexibility of the clients customers, because sometimes in the mid of the year, the customers what requirement are changed, so less a number of requests will be coming. And in the end of the year, like December, like Christmas time, so it will take lots of traffic in my business. So please suggest me the cloud which I'm going to using it. And yes, please share me some solution for the same. So what you going to recommend all those stuffs?
You're asking me?
Yes, yes, and I will going to provide a scenario. So just give me your answer, so that I will going to add something if you're missing something.
I'm sorry, I didn't really understand what you were saying. For some reason, the sound is breaking up.
Okay.
But but in general, my customers so far, they only give me IaaS, the infrastructure part. Like, so we end up getting VMs, and I basically uh, build different software. I install different software on different VMs, but I usually try to. If I had my choice, I would usually go with a PaaS and to take advantage of the different servers that they have, like without having me install any servers. Like for example, I use Redis server. Now I have to install it. While if I was using PaaS, I'd be using their own Redis server.
So this is the cloud scenario. You're going to using it. You're going to give me some solution on the same. Okay. So this is the client needed hybrid cloud. First thing, the customer requirement. The second requirement of the customers, high traffic in December, low traffic, low traffic in June. June. So this is client scenario, and the business is this is the scenario. So I'm going to send to you. Just let just try to show your ideas that yes, this is what we're going to doing it, because you have the client scenario, client requirement is all together, client scenarios, or you can see the client requirement. So you don't need to go for the more technical. You need to understand the client requirement, and then you need to provide me the consultancy, or you can say the guidance or the guidelines, and support that what I'm going to doing it. So you need to using some different features of the Azure, and you need to using that what is the best approach I'm going to using it for the cloud computing, like Azure. Make sense?
Um,
So
well, yeah,
this is
I'm not sure in which context you're asking. Is this like based on the model behind, like which reference architecture model to use, or what's the context of what you're asking?
the models I'm going to asking. Suppose you are a cloud provider or a cloud provider, like you are from coming from the Azure, okay, and I'm your client, and my requirement basically is I have the business of online product selling company I used to own.
Right, I got it. So yeah, I mean, some of the questions I do not know how to address. For example, in terms of this, why I'm taking the course is to learn how I can do, how can I get domain integration like sync or different ways of uh, synchronizing with a domain with Azure. So that would cover the question 5 and 6, or the scenario 5 and 6. The other is
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how to address the different times of the year other than
Okay,
the fact it's
easy
scalable and you
303.
can change the settings
Okay,
once you get to those times.
wait a second. I'm going to share to you. So you need to understand only. Give me some only feature name. What features we going to using it? So I'm talking about the Azure Security Center, Azure Sentinel. So are you aware about all those terms or not till now?
I'm not familiar with the Sentinel, but I'm familiar with. Uh, I'm just Active Directory of the Azure.
Okay.
What security center?
Okay, okay, no problem. So this is what I'm going to write down. This is the multi-factor requirement. You simply say, sir, we require the active and directory premium services.
Oh, I see.
Okay, simple things. If I'm talking about required the identity and access management, okay, so just need to provide the name of the feature of Azure, what you're going to using it. Simple.
Okay.
So I am in identity access management. So just take a look. Wait a second. I'm going to show you. Where it is. Yes. So if you're going to the identity, okay, and you are going to find out the number of things, my dear. Okay. So this is for security. Not talking about security. I'm talking about the identity. So you require Azure Active Directory.
Right.
Okay. That's what you're going to say that for the this one. Already talking about the Azure Privacy Services. Okay, and the client did resource monitoring and control costing. Okay, so you can say, sir, we if you require the monitoring on the costing part, require the things like that. So yeah, we will go to the migrations, blockchain, multi-cloud.
Yeah, I mean, almost every resource has monitoring, right?
Mhm.
Like cost monitor, I guess every single resource, right? You can,
Yes, yes. So that's why I'm talking about because you need to provide me that yes, this is the feature, this is the things we're going to using it for the monitoring and everything is all together. So we have different things. Suppose analytics. Yes, we go to analytics of the data house going working. So the computing things we have monitoring is also there into the same. How would you monitor all those things? Containers, everything, virtual machine size, everything. So altogether, you're going to be using it, the things like that, how going to using it. So tomorrow we will going to talking about all those different services like computing, virtual machines, computing skill set, AWS, Azure Kubernetes, application services. So you're familiar with this particular features available into the different things. Suppose I'm talking about the networking, so virtual network, VNet, load balancer, application gateway, where is the use cases, which thing we going to using it where. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question that sometime later on that we have application gateway and we have VPN gateway. Where we going to use the VPN gateway, where I can going to use the application gateway.
right.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you the question again that yes, we have traffic manager and we have Azure Express route. So what is the difference between the two things? Which is the best things we're going to using it where? Give me some scenarios, give me some examples. How would you justify the traffic manager is going to work, right?
Yeah, some of the concepts I don't remember details, but I remember covering the gateway application gateway,
Hello.
and I did some traffic manager, but I don't remember the express route. So I'll have to uh, like review those things. I won't be able to think top of my head now. Um,
Yes,
you
so we
know,
will talking about all those things because the use cases. Because if you're talking about into the AZ 303, there are some basic things that are available. Okay, like identity access management. So this is identity access management, access, VM, Azure VM, things like that. How you going to migrate? How do you going to be machines going to be working? But altogether, you need to be work all around all the features we're talking
so
about
I
into the
think
Azure.
so. Can we focus a little more because I need to review some of those things with you. Could we like step through one by one and then we get to the cases? Because
Yes.
if I don't remember details, it's going to be hard for me to engage and understand what you're trying to say. So now, some of those things like VMs and some of those things I already understand well, but some others like the networking, because I'm not a network person, I understand them, but I need to review them.
Okay, sure. Because
Yeah.
networking is the first, what is mandatory to know, because networking is a very important prospect for every cloud.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to
Yeah, I
understand the
mean,
basic
I
fundamentals.
almost use every single thing in the real world. Non cloud, like gateways. I use uh, the gateways. And like the DNSs, VPNs, load balancers, but I need to review them with you. So maybe we can go through it tomorrow.
Okay, sure, no problem whatsoever. That is why I'm talking about. I'm going to working like a scratch from to advanced things.
Yeah. Do you mind we go to compute for a second? I want to see something.
Pardon?
Do you mind you go to compute on this screen? I want to see something. Compute, yeah. So Kubernetes is part of compute, huh? Kubernetes is something I'm very interested in. I already know how to deploy containers, but I need to understand more about Kubernetes.
Yes, yes, sure. We will talking about all those things. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
Kubernetes, Terraform is one of them. Kubernetes is one of them. Okay, so this is all the things we're going to be studying. But I'm going to say that yes, which is suppose you have scenarios available, right? This is what I'm talking about here. Which thing we're going to use where? Suppose we
Okay.
require the accurate SSO type of authentications. So go to
So
identity.
they're not one case. It is each scenario is different than you're saying, the ones you wrote down.
Yeah, different. You need to understand the which things you're going to do first, which is the second one, and what is use cases, what the customer requirement altogether. Need to understand everything.
Okay. Send me that
So
this
suppose the
notepad file.
customers say that we have low traffic in month of June and the high traffic on the in the December. Okay, so the answer is both is you want to doing a load balancer. Okay, the load balancer.
But you
So at
also
a
can use skill set, right?
yes,
And
skill
make
set,
it
yes,
and make put rules on it. I remember.
yes, skill set load balancer is all about, and then it is matter that what type of skill set you want to using it. It's
Yeah.
for the application sort of stuffs or different type of thing. It's the matter a
Right.
lot. Okay, so this is the skill set you want to using it. Okay, so express route for dedicated line I'm talking about here. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. That the use cases, what the customers is going to asking, and what you're going to be replying it. This is matters a lot.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, thank you for time. Then we will go on tomorrow same time, and then
Oh,
yes,
send me that notepad so I can remember and look at it to refresh myself.
yes, try to figure out the answers. Okay, try to figure out the answers so that it will really helpful to understand the customer requirement because you are expert. Okay, you are Azure expert, but the matter of fact that the customer don't know what is all about. Customers know that what I require only. Customers say that yes, I have this month I require these things, I require these things, but you need to categorize it as per your expertise knowledge that what is the things you're going to be important for you. So I'm
Okay.
going to send to you on your okay, here it is. There it is. Okay, perfect, Robert. Anything else? Thank you for time. Anything
Okay.
you would like
Thank
to
you.
ask
We'll
me?
see you tomorrow. So tomorrow
Okay.
at your time 8 and my time 9:30, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. If you are gonna be late, send me a text message a few minutes before the time so I don't come and wait.
Okay, sure, sure, Robert. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.